Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My first guest, a great actor, great comic personality, a good man who I just saw in another movie I didn't realize he was in. He's all over the place. First of all, Joey Diaz. What's up, Joe?
What's up, beautiful?
I'm watching the movie from about, I guess, 8 or 9 years ago called Taxi with Jimmy Fallon.
The beginning
You're
of
like
that?
the dispatcher, right?
Yeah.
I was watching, you had done the show already, and I'm sitting down the shore, I'm flipping through channels, and I see, I'm like, oh, that's Joey. How many movies you been in?
About 20. I'm a movie
20.
guy. They don't
You
put me
like
on
movies.
TV shows.
Why is that? You're perfect for television.
I walk in and they, like I did Earl and stuff, a couple episodes.
Right.
Mad TV, they were very good to me on Mad TV.
Yeah, that's right.
But it seems like to get on full time, but the movies, they always call me in.
Right. Well, that's good. What's this you're involved with now? Well, the podcast you're doing is The Church of What's Happening Now.
Yes.
And a film called The Bronx Bull?
The Raging Bull.
About the Raging Bull was
prequel.
Okay, because his nickname was The Bronx Bull.
Right, which they went to court all over, and De Niro didn't want to do it.
Yeah, because the
Right.
the Pesci character was not his brother, and that guy was like a good friend or something, right? In
Something
real life,
crazy.
and the guy
Right,
sued,
right. The
because
guy
he
sued.
really looks. Yeah, it's a brutal film, but I don't know if the guy officially sued, but there were problems. There were problems.
But this one, they had a hard time releasing it or whatever. I shot it about 1.5 years ago.
Right.
I mean, it was so dead that summer that I think every Italian actor did it. From Ray Liotta to, my line.
Leota's in it?
I think Liotta.
Well, what is it? It's the prequel, so it's him.
I'll tell you who's in it. Even Dom Herrera's in it. Dom Herrera.
Well, okay, so it's someone playing him even younger than...
Yes.
Well, because the movie starts in 41, when he's about 27 years old.
Well, this is when he killed the kid and went to jail, a boarding school for murder, and
Now,
killed another kid.
See, I thought that was Graziano.
No, this kid did it too.
LaMotta
did
was
it
in
too.
for manslaughter or something?
Right. His
he
father
beat up
brought
a kid.
him. Right. His father brought him into
What
a bar.
were the details
Killed
of
a
that?
couple of people
Right.
with his hands.
Well, because I know Rocky Graziano and Jake LaMotta. The story is they met in juvie delinquency hall or whatever, or Boys Town or jail for teenage guys.
Right.
And I thought Graziano was the one who killed the guy by mistake or in a fight.
I know in this movie, I'm the bar owner. That Paul Vario. What's his name? What's the guy from Jersey that played Paul Vario in Goodfellas?
You're talking about
Paul Sorvino.
Sorvino.
Paul Sorvino, yeah.
Sorvino's his father. He
Right.
comes in with this kid, and he tells me that he wants to fight in the bar. There's like every night.
Sorvino plays LaMotta's father,
Right.
And says he wants to
Beats
fight.
him,
He wants to
beats the
fight
hell
in
out
the
of
bar.
him, just
He's a bad.
drunk,
He's
yeah.
like Graziano's father.
He owes money.
Okay.
He owes money, and that's how he wants to pay it off. He goes, my son could beat any man in here.
Oh, no kidding.
And he takes the one guy, beats him, and then
So
he
how
has
old's the kid supposed to be at that point?
16, 15. He's just a kid.
Yeah, because the story about Graziano. Did you ever see Somebody Up There Likes Me with Paul Newman?
Yes.
From '58. That's great movie. Paul Newman a little miscast as a young Italian thug, but his father beat him too, Graziano. Like the same story I think from New York, obviously. And I guess that's how you learn how to fight if you get beat up all the time like that. But not that they're good people, the fathers, but they learn to fight back, right? I mean, that's what
Or they
happened with
don't,
him.
or they just take the beating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kill or be killed. So so now how old do they go up to? It's that till when he becomes a boxer or something?
He becomes a boxer and he gets in trouble again. It's right when he meets the mob and they start tormenting him.
Okay.
It's right there.
Yeah, because in Raging Bull, they don't get way into it, but obviously he has a big disdain for the gangsters because they take his money. And you could tell something happened in the past that they don't go into in Raging Bull. All that happened already. And when he sees his younger brother, Joey, messing with him, he's like, they take my money. That famous scene was like, what are you going to do? Help me. Take my money? I'm up here breaking my ass, not them. It's a great scene. But
You know who plays him? Forsythe.
William Forsythe?
Plays him in this movie as he
Plays
gets older.
a young...
This is an older, he plays him right before.
who plays him as a kid?
This Australian kid that's amazing.
Really?
And
he did the accent and everything?
Everything.
And he gets older, and William Forsythe's a great actor, but talk about the wrong look.
Yeah, there's a lot. If you IMDb it, somebody said it's getting a release date. So
It is.
Look to see
let's
who
see.
it is.
The Bronx
October
Bull,
11th.
October 11th, yeah.
And I started looking, and it's got Joe Montana. It's got.
Now, does it go? It says after the rage. Does it go into after?
Before and a little after.
After
that's when he comes
Raging
in.
Bull leaves off.
Right, that's when he leaves off.
Because he's probably about, 50, I guess.
I still remember when the Raging Bull first came out and it was on HBO.
Oh, yeah, it's
and I was
amazing.
living in
I
North
watched
Bergen,
it every night it was on.
and I would go. You know what else was on that month? The Thief and Hollywood Nights. And I remember I would see
three great movies.
Tremendous. I would walk to Pathmark and shoplift.
You ready?
I get like bananas or whatever and buy like ice cream. Like you didn't have enough money when you're 16. You either had to buy ice cream. There you go. Yeah, that's one of the greatest stories ever told, right there.
Didn't you say your
One of the
dad,
greatest stories ever
wanted
told.
you to watch
That's Tangerine Dream. Look at that
Tangerine
album.
Dream.
Who do you think you're dealing with? Some novice?
Tangerine Dream does the soundtrack to this, and they're
Soundtrack,
unbelievable
tremendous.
band. My father loved this movie.
Yeah, and he wanted you to be like.
He liked the values this guy had.
One of the greatest stories ever told. Who's in? Tell him who's in. Have you ever seen it? Have you watched
No,
it?
Well,
You
it's
know,
Dennis Farina's first movie.
Moved first,
Oh, yeah?
and the guy from CSI, William Patterson is the one
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he takes the. He has one scene. He
Right.
comes up with a stick.
Yeah. That's
One
right.
line.
And Jim Belushi.
Jim Belushi was great. One of his great
plays
movies.
his best friend, Tuesday Weld. And
Willie Nelson,
and Willie Nelson
in the jail.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. Watch this. It's
Yeah.
great. It's great. And Hollywood Nights with Robert Wool.
Tremendous.
And a young Tony Danza, young Michelle Pfeiffer.
A young, the Jewish chick. Oh, did you?
The maid, the nanny.
The nanny. Tremendous movie. Yeah.
And Drescher.
Fran Drescher.
That's all. When HBO probably had 8 movies.
And the other one was Raging Bull played all of
Raging
that.
Bull,
And that's
yeah.
what made that movie, really, people got to be. People don't realize that movie, I think, was up for Best Picture. Ordinary People won Best Picture, which was a crime. But Scorsese lost Best Director to Redford, who directed Ordinary People. But De Niro got Best Actor. They couldn't take that away from him. But it made about $1 million. It lost like $10 million. They almost lost their careers because of Raging Bull. Scorsese and De Niro almost ended their careers because it lost money. I mean, think about it. In mainstream America, no one knows what the hell that is. It was a horror film. But when it went to cable and won all those awards, HBO saved it, And in many ways saved their career. It was a great movie. But those three I used to watch all the time.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Hollywood Nights is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Now, what do you like doing about the podcast? You like the podcast? What is the podcast about?
I love it. I get up at 4:45. I get to the podcast.
You do?
Yeah, I get up early. I'm an
Wow,
I'm a soldier.
dude, I
What
did that.
time's
I
your
did that for a
podcast?
decade.
6 a.m. I want to get to the people before anybody else gets them. No
I did that
comments,
for
get
a
up early.
decade.
Yeah.
I did that for a decade, and I'll tell you what, when we signed the new deal at Sirius, some people thought Howard was going to go to later in the morning. When Howard always said, no, in radio, that's the time slot. You got to have 6 a.m. That's like the
That's what I
Thursday
bought.
night after Cheers time slot. You got to get to the people when they're driving in the cars. That's radio superstardom.
That's it.
It's
That's
true.
what I want to do. Early
Yeah.
in the morning, I'm fresh.
Because
I
about
smoke a few
7:30,
numbers.
7:30, the show should be humming. Because everyone's in the car, ready. At 6 a.m. you start, it's got a pace. By 7:30, boom, you're ready, Afternoon drive and coming home is big too, but that morning drive, man. And the sacrifice is you got to get up at 4:45. That's the problem.
I do it twice a week, and I love it.
Oh,
Monday
I
and
did it
Wednesday,
5 days
that's
a
it.
week for a while, years, man. That's
I'm an early guy, though. I like
You do?
I caught the 5:55 out of LAX.
yeah.
I get here at 2 o'clock. I get some Chinese food in me.
See, but
Nobody
you do
gets that
stand up too, and you've done stand up.
But I'll stay in the night before. I could care less.
You don't
I'll go to
care.
bed at 9.
Yeah, that was my problem. I'm nocturnal, man. I'm nocturnal, so I would do the morning radio schedule and do my stand up. Forget about
Oh,
it.
when you're doing the stand-up, you're doing it. I don't care about sleep. When I was in it and I was young, I could sleep.
Yeah.
But sleep. You get home at 3,
Yeah.
you're right till 5.
I don't know. Well, I mean sleep. I mean hanging out. And
Yeah,
staying up.
you're hanging out. And next thing you know, you got to get up at 7 to do radio, catch a plane. I remember getting on planes and not even remembering getting on a plane. Like, not even remembering getting on a plane.
I've done that. I remember whole plane rides. I mean, that's. I've crisscrossed this country 4 billion times now in the last 20 years. It is crazy.
It's amazing how used to flying you get. Like, it's like second nature.
Well, he played in the NFL for 7 years. I mean, it's not like NBA or baseball or hockey
Right,
where
and
it's
it's-
literally every other night.
It's every other week.
Yeah.
You're flying.
Yeah. Did you?
But in college too.
do you not like travel?
I don't like flying. I had
No.
a real hard time with flying after 9/11. in
Yeah,
particular.
really, yeah, well-
I had a strange, irrational, maybe somewhat rational fear, like a very real
Well, of
fear.
course it's right. After you see something like that, I could just say it's not rational. We got to take a break. We're going to come back with more Joey Diaz. Again, his podcast is The Church of What's Happening Now. A film called The Bronx Bull is coming out October 11th. He'll be in it. It's a prequel to The Raging Bull. I'm there. That's all I got to hear. And he plays a guy named Mickey. And we're going to take a break and come back with more Joey Diaz after these words.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.